Welcome to Academy of Tone 325 with Vanessa Jung again.
Hi.
Yeah, I think last time we met here in the studio was in December.
Just before Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty cold, and today we are wearing shorts and it's still summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great that you come here again because we got good news. You finally have recorded an album named Full Steel. Yeah.
Yes.
And we
also got
want
the
to
CD.
talk a little bit about the process, about details, about the work behind doing an album.
And the work doing an album compared to the earlier days.
Yeah.
Also.
Well,
because you know both sides.
Yeah, I know the old school days, and I know a little bit the new days. I still record. I have to admit that I'm still using a little bit my old traditional way of recording, but I'm fully fledged with all the equipment we have. I mean, it's like I use my laptop, I use Logic, I use Cubase, I use plugins.
What do you don't use?
You know what I don't use is AI so far, because there's people they make a mixture of using real playing and some AI, and I want to keep it organic.
Yeah, I also think just the process of creating is fun. Why should I mean,
why should
AI for me is supposed to do all the things that I don't like doing, so that I can do the things that I like doing, which is making music.
Yeah, and I totally agree. For me, it is playing, and especially writing. I mean, AI for writing, maybe, I don't know. I had a little test going on with the Suno or whatever it's called, and typed in something. On the one hand, it's impressive, but on the other hand, I don't know. I got my style. I know what I want. I have a feeling for what I want, and I just love the process.
Yeah.
And I mean, for you, it was your first solo album.
Not the first recordings. We did 3 singles before, but the first whole album with the releasing process. Also, because the first 3 singles were only released as streaming and digital.
That's also interesting, because
completely different.
Yeah, I think back in the days when I recorded my first solo record, and I actually went all the way up in my, how you call that, under the roof of the house.
Attic?
Yeah, where I store things.
Carl Jung.
Yeah, so this is what I
think I've heard of Carl Jung.
Yeah, this is what I have recorded on my first album and my second album. This is a real 2-inch tape. Tape means it comes on a wheel, and it's like, this is the track list. So you can see bass drum, snare drum, hi-hat, click, shaker, conga, bass, organ, crash, blah, 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 piano, guitar, pad, and all the stuff. And what we had in the early days is this heavy stuff. And I remember such a tape was it 300 marks? At least it was expensive. And this is only like 25 minutes.
Yeah, and you just told me the story. If you made if you had to cut it, you had to cut it with a razor blade.
Yeah.
And then if you made a mistake, so it was just 2 millimeters too
short, and the timing was fucked. So I mean, what it actually is, it's magnetic tape. So don't make sure when you travel. This was, by the way, recorded at David Dunder's studio. Maybe we can show the logo for the old school guys. Lord David Dundas was the man who wrote the hit "Jeans On." When I wake up in the morning, put my jeans on. Okay. Anyway, so, and this is the brown side is where the magnetic particles are, and the black side is where you have no signal. And with a razor blade, you would kind of cut the tape, and then make a mark with a white pen, and then use the razor blade, cut it, and then have a Scotch tape or Tesa film in German, special, of course, all special, supplied by this company for shitloads of money, and then you were kind of gluing both ends together, hoping that you found the right spot. And it was actually an art. It was an art being a tape operator.
Yeah.
Tape operator.
But there was someone to cut it for you, right? You didn't have to cut it.
I learned it myself because it's a high risk kind of thing, and so I did the high risk stuff myself. Because when I killed it, I was the only one to blame.
Because if you had the double stress that you had to play absolutely right, and then you're also responsible for cutting.
Yeah.
I mean, some people will have been responsible for both, right?
Yeah.
Those who record
and in the recording process, that's also something to mention. This was 24 tracks. Maybe we can show. This is a picture of such a machine with 24 VU meters that showed you the level, and it's like here on the table is the tape rolling spinning from one wheel to the other one, and then you could see all the tracks. And when you had bass drum, snare drum top, snare drum bottom, tom 1, tom 2, bass drum, keyboards, and there was only 1 or 2 tracks left for the guitar. So, and if you had a vocal production, the problem is vocals are more important than guitar. And then if somebody said, "Oh, we don't like the solo, can you play something different?" That meant you had only that one track where you had recorded your first solo, and the moment you recorded a new solo, the old one was gone. And the next challenge was for not the guitar player, for the tape op or the engineer to press a record in the right moment. So an engineer had a musical education as well. They had, if you learned that somewhere, you've been trained in reading, all stuff that I don't do. She does, and but you have to have a good timing. And you have to have a great timing and understand of how to drop in, because there was maybe one note that was still there, and then you want to carry on with a line, and then you have to have a phrasing, and you count the tape op in. It's like, okay, you 1, 2, you do it on the 2. Okay, let's rehearse, and we rehearsed it 2 or 3 times before we hit the red button. There was a rehearsal mode on the tape machines.
But how did they know that, for example, bar 23 was exactly on this spot on the tape?
It is.
How did they mark it?
No. I mean, some people had sheet music there. I mean, the old school, real good guys had the sheet music. The other guys knew where they were because there was a time code. And the time code told you 10 minutes into the tape, 50 whatever or 43 blah 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 second frames, and then you knew, okay, you count me in, and then 10:42, okay, and then rehearse, and then with the rehearse you could switch the input so you could listen if the new line would match, and then was the magic moment with the red button. So then it was hot, and then it was no way back.
So you didn't have different takes?
No, that was the take. And if you fucked it up, big problem.
Because I mean, today you record 8 solos, and then you say, okay, I like solo 7, but I like the first part of solo take 4, and then the second part of solo take 3. And then
and I have to admit, I do it the same way. So having all the track options in the digital world, it's endless. And then you can take it easy. You simply play, and then yeah, comping. I think it's called.
Yeah.
Why is it comping? Combination or comping?
I mean, in a way, you're composing. Kind of. I don't know.
Maybe this is the where it's coming from. And here, just to go through the past thing, and then we see these were the old machines, and these were the huge mixing consoles. So, console like this was like super expensive, the price of half a house. And this was like all analog. Every channel had its own EQ, its own compressor, and this is why it was so expensive, because you had like how many 72 channels. And
I mean, we had one of these too, but it was not that big, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this was
size.
in a Frank Farian Boney M studio. So
in Munich?
No. This was actually here. Frank Farian is coming from locally Saarland.
Okay.
And then he moved to Frankfurt, Rosbach, and then he moved to Miami.
Okay.
And I worked in his studio here in the Saarland. And I worked in the Rosbach studios, and it was always studios. It's like they had a building, and they had like 3 studios. So studio 1 was, was this guy, and studio 2 was another guy, and they had separate recording rooms, and it was a business, expensive. One day, whatever, thousands.
But you could afford to have a studio, so several studios.
I mean, he had some money, and that's maybe the other big difference for today is like.
I was just about to say that there's jazz comping too, but I don't know why that is called comping, because I don't know.
It is. It's playing the background to the lead
why
voice.
Is it? It's not composition. It's not. I don't know why it's comping.
Yeah.
I always ask myself that.
We will check this out. Yeah.
Maybe someone knows.
Yeah.
Some jazz people.
Yeah, but the technology has changed so much, and one aspect of the technology is it's got so much cheaper. So today everybody can record. I think everybody has a laptop, and if you don't have a laptop, your grandma has one or your friend, and you just get software, and you're good to go with it.
And you have the choice.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, I make I do it in my bedroom by myself, and I release it on streaming only. That would be, I don't know, you buy the DAW, which is 250.
Yeah.
Or 60 if you're on Reaper.
Yeah.
Then you have all the guitar stuff, and maybe a plugin, which is 50 to 100 euros. Then you do all the recording yourself, and then you load it up to DistroKid, which is 30 a year
for distribution.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then you can easily do it under 1,000 euros.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you don't want that. You want to go deeper, do more, play with a band in a real studio, and then
I mean, I think there are so many options, and some of the options are good for one thing. Other options open up possibilities for other things,
and problems.
and problems. Hey, and everything comes with a problem tag or a price tag. If you do all by yourself, of course, when I compare this to the old days, in the old days you did have to have a technician, because only the maintenance for a tape machine, it needs to be cleaned, because the magnetic particles were at the recording and playback heads. So you had some isopropanol alcohol clean, and then you cleaned the heads. So, and then, you know, there was a technician in the studio that did understand the technology of the tools, which is cleaning the machine, making sure that all the connections and the patch bay for the cables are working, and that there was not too much crackling going on and stuff like that. And that required a technical, skilled guy. Today, when you do it all by yourself, you just fiddle around with things and hope you get somewhere.
I mean, in a way, if your laptop breaks down, you kind of have to know how to fix it, or how to get a solution to your logic problem. But it's different.
It's different.
Just changed.
Yeah, and I'm happy about the freedom that we have, that we don't need to have all the people. And in my career, this was the first album, The Beauty of Simplicity. Then the next album was The Electric Gallery, which was recorded exactly the same way, 2-inch tape, and all analog, and the mixes were done on digital audio tape. So,
which means?
Like a cassette.
Okay.
Because, you know, the big analog tape, you can mix it down with a big console to a 1/4-inch tape. Tape again has a different sound.
How much is digital tape?
How much?
Yeah.
It was cassettes. It wasn't so expensive.
Okay.
But it was like the hot shit back in the days. But actually, it is shit, because it's just tape that records digital data, and it could be any kind of media, and the tape is a shitty media, because if there was a problem with the mechanics, your stuff was fucked.
Yeah.
And today we can have a broken hard drive, but it's not much the case anymore. This is, I think today you record your stuff on a USB stick with
you have the data.
Yeah. and the data is pretty safe today. And back in the days, you had that cassette, and then, you know, you have a cassette, and then maybe you left it in the car and it was too hot, and then you lost some data, and then your mix was like, you know, real ugly. So that was my second one. What else did I have? I have back in time.
So many.
I have many,
How many are there?
I don't
8.
know. This is the Dreist, my German 3-piece band. This is also all the way analog, 2-inch, same here. Here there was another one. That's the Dreist live, and that I recorded digitally with my laptop, because it's a live CD.
But when was that?
That was later. 2007. And this was, the studio recording was doesn't say on the sleeve. Sometimes it tells you on the CD.
Oh, that's a beautiful CD. Looks like a...
Yeah, I mean, we did the whole 9 yards. Can you see a date? No, you don't.
No, I don't. Oh, wait, I do. 1997.
Yeah, see. So, where is it? Okay.
There.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, now that you tell me, I can see there is a date. So, and this was actually the time when the whole thing changed. In the 2019, late 90s, we have seen the ADAT. It's a line. No, is it line 6? No. ADAT. I'm confused. ADAT was the first. This was kind of like a video tape recorder that was recording 8 tracks of digital audio. Revolution back then. And you could stack them. You could have 8 tracks and you bought another one and then you synced the 2 recorders and people went crazy and had 4 of these.
Just do plus, plus, plus when you have another track.
Yeah. and this was like, and the videotapes to record on was just saving the digital data, so you could buy any standard tape cheap.
But you did have DAWs back in the 90s, right? So the first ones.
What this did exist, where we had like sequencers, which was a MIDI software for programming the keyboards. The very first ones,
not sequences like the machine.
Yeah, they started like the big modular synthesizer sequences. This is early 70s. But then when the first computers came, Commodore, they had like MIDI sequencer programs, and we had a lot of MIDI keyboards, and these were the big days of the synthesizers. And the synthesizers could be like triggered from your MIDI keyboard, and the computer was memorizing all the information that you played. So the computer played back all the 10 tracks you put onto Vangelis and all that stuff, and Kraftwerk. And then the second generation of that, and that was the revolution, was after the ADAT. They had so much processing power. Oh, right, we can record audio. Digital audio recorded on a computer. This was a breakthrough. So, and at the beginning, you didn't have many tracks because so much data and your CPU was sweating.
You only had like 250 megabytes.
Yeah. But anyway, and then of course the digital revolution took place, and then suddenly, boom, it's limitless. You know, now I don't know how many tracks you need. Did you come to the point ever that your DAW reached a limit?
I've seen people use over 100 or 150 tracks, but yeah. So there are the Jacob Collier sessions, which are, I don't know, like 250 tracks. So.
See, and that's today. That's not an issue. You don't even have to think about. Back in the days, you had to be like, you had to manage your production, and remember, like the Beatles, you know, they had even fewer tracks. They had like they played the backing track on one side, and then they had only one overdub session. And
I mean, in a way, both is cool and beautiful, because when you were limited, then you had to, you knew that was the track, or that was the take, and if you didn't do that take, you had to spend like $300 or part of $300 on that, which maybe made you limited.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't. You played a little more with your head, because you had to you had to think, okay, I can't do a mistake now.
Yeah.
But then it's also cool because you were limited and you really thought about that one take. And today it's
you can be so loose.
Yeah, you can try many things, and which is cool too.
Yeah,
it's just different. It's not. One is not better than the other, I guess.
Exactly.
One is cheaper.
Yeah, and one thing is like, it's so loose you can get lost. It's like, I try this, I try this, and and then you don't know what you want. And the other thing is like, hey, we rehearsed the song, we know what we want, and we just focus on a good performance.
Yeah.
And therefore, some of the bands back in the 70s, they went in the studio and they were super rehearsed. They came fresh from a tour or whatever, and they could record a whole album in a week.
Yeah.
Because it's like 2 days of this and 2 days of overdubs and 2 days of mixing, and the week is gone. So 6 days, and then unbelievable. And there are stories of limitations, like maybe Here Comes the Rain Again by the Eurythmics. Was a big hit in my teens, whatever. And there's the London Symphony Orchestra on that in mono. Imagine you have such a beautiful big orchestra and the Eurythmics producer had only one track left. So they had such a huge orchestra on one fucking mono track.
We actually, when I was studying abroad in Chicago, we did a one-track recordings of old blues traditionals with one microphone. So everyone was in one room. We only had one microphone, which recorded everything and didn't sound that bad.
No. And here's the next thing. If you have only one mic, the sound is created by how you place the instruments, the distance, and that makes the mix. If you have several sources, several instruments, several mics, you run into phase issues. It's like the distance of this mic to this instrument, and then there's another mic that picks up also whatever, your guitar, and then this has a longer distance than that, and then it starts to go, oh, maybe it's wishy-washy, and
you can't control the volumes afterwards.
Yeah. So it's a lot of discipline, but again, both options or both ways have their beautiful side and their downside.
I mean, today you also have limitations because people don't have all the time of the world. I mean, it was the case in 19 but for example, we had 3 days. We had 2 days with a band to record eight tracks or 8 songs. And I was really stressed out because I knew, okay, if we don't do it in 2 days, then
the whole
it will be much more expensive.
Yep.
And because we had to rent the studio and the mixing engineer. And I only had the people for 2 days. So if we wouldn't have finished it in 2 days, would have had to find a week later. Wouldn't have been possible because everyone is
already
anywhere.
Booked. Has gigs and stuff. And by the way, that was the decision why my second album was the Purple Schulz band. I was playing in a band named Purple Schulz. The Germans might know them, and all my colleagues from the band, I asked if they would be joining me on recording this album. So, and we were a good live band because we played, we were the backing band of Purple Schulz. So with the same bass player, the same drummer, keyboard player. So we were kind of already in the groove. So I prepared everything, wrote the songs, did the arrangements, did some individual preparation with a keyboard player. Then we went in the studio and same thing. I knew there's a beginning and there's an end because after these days, they are somewhere else and I had to pay them, which is the thing when you have musicians. But I wanted to have that, and it's beautiful. There's a Hammond B3 on that. It's just that organic album. And then, with the Digital Revolution, I've done this album, the 21st Century Guitar, and this is basically a one-man show. This is me doing everything.
Drums too?
Yeah, programming.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was me programming the whole thing, and I was also playing bass, but also synth bass. This is more like a little bit of electronica meets guitar album. And for the mixing, I had Dirk Decker. He was my mixing engineer. I didn't want to mix it because I thought it's good to have somebody else with the different double checking ear.
Yeah. Which is also important, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because if I do everything by myself, then there's no different input of anyone.
Yeah.
So and also someone who presses the red button and stops it can also limit you.
Yeah.
Because he can say, okay, it's enough, it's good. Because if I'm recording all by myself, then I'm doing 20 tracks just to see that the first track, the first take was the best one.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you're so perfectionist and yeah.
But yeah, and there is nobody that starts to watch and think, come on, play now and getting upset.
We have to do 7 more tracks.
Yeah. The emotion you have to handle all by yourself.
Yeah.
And if you work with other people, that's another thing. The emotion is shared in the room.
Yeah.
And that can be a good thing, because if you have a good vibe with the people and everybody is kind of relaxed and enjoys what you're doing, there's some more energy in the room than just yourself.
Definitely, yeah.
Vice versa, it could be like they are all a little bit, this is not going anywhere, and you are in this kind of poisoned scenario, and you have to be good, and the energy in the room is negative.
You have to work with the right people.
That is something that I learned by doing this, and so. After this live album, I have done a couple more. I have done this studio album. This has been recorded at Studio 301 in, I don't know. Where was this? One of the huge super studios, also live recorded with the band.
In Germany. In
Germany. Somewhere Cologne. Maybe I can find it.
Maybe it's on the CD again.
No, it's not here. Fuck, I forget. Me forgetting my past. Anyway, so that's. But this is overdubs in the rest. But all the basic tracks with the band. I think that's what you have done as well with your.
Yeah, right. We did the basic tracks. That was the drummer, Mark Kevin König, then the bass player, Joshua Hoffmann, and then me. I played the rhythm tracks guitar? Because David, who is the live rhythm guitar player, was the producer and did the mixing and was behind the regler,
mixing console,
right? Yeah. So he couldn't play guitar at the same time, and after all, I wrote the rhythm guitar parts anyway.
And the
so
riffs,
so he said it doesn't make sense if you teach me the riffs so that I can play them, so that you tell me, okay, we have to do it differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. We had 3 people in the band, and in one room we had the drummer in a drum booth with big windows. Yeah. So we could see each other, which contact was really important.
I think that's a very, very, very important thing. Yeah. In all the recordings that I have done, if you play together, you must see the others. Yeah. It's so much more. It's micro timing. It's you pick up things that cannot be written, communicated, or by ears. Visual contact is so important.
Yeah.
And it you can feel, okay, this guy is now rash, and boom, you follow that, and that locks together with the band.
I think at first we wanted to do like the nowadays classical way to we had a click, and then we created it to the click, and then we felt like it's just not there. It's just not. It's rhythmically perfect, maybe because it's on the click, but
a little bit stiff.
Yeah,
cold.
And then we switched the click off.
Yeah.
and it was much better. So now everything. For example, astronomy lessons, the song that we played in the beginning, I think gets a little bit faster in the end, towards the end. In the solo, and everyone is like feeling it, and maybe also the drummer is
speeding up.
It's just it's not that you can listen to it or you can hear it, but you can feel it more. It's in the micro timing. And I think that's so important because
I think there are some very, very classical examples for human timing. For instance, Led Zeppelin. It lives on that. I mean, Stairway to Heaven starts slow and speeds up till, and it's like, every round another 2 or 1 beat faster, and that's part of the emotion in the room.
And nowadays in like produced pop music, like perfect pop music, or metal productions, modern metal productions, we're so used to
quantize.
Yeah, it's just quantized and it's rhythmically absolutely perfect, but also that kills the vibe a bit.
I mean, there's a Rick Beato video where he kind of quantized the drums of Bonham, and then you can listen how the feel of the groove is literally gone.
Trust your drummer.
So and honestly, I believe a band and a mix only sounds as good as the drummer. If the drummer is a problem,
then
all the rest will be a problem.
But if the drummer is really good, then little timing changes,
you can fix it today. I mean,
or maybe you don't even want to, because
But just in case you have a good drum performance, like a vibey, groovy, good drum performance, and you have, let's say, bass player. Just this. Imagine you had that. I mean, maybe if you have a killer bass player, it's not a problem. But just imagine you have a so bass player, and if there's some bits and pieces there, you can edit the notes and stretch them or place them somewhere else and copy that part here and then make it, design a performance, idealize the performance, and it's possible.
But he says the drums are 50% at least.
I
would say it's 75.
I do
much more than 50%.
And it's here somebody, it's Studio 301 Uli Pallemans in Down. Uli lives in Down, but the studio was in a big. It was not in Down. It was in. Was it somewhere in the Ruhrgebiet, if I'm right, and not in Frankfurt?
Down under.
Yeah, whatever. But Uli was the producer or the engineer. Let's call it that way. I was actually the producer. And that's the next question. Who is?
Yeah, that was such a tough question.
Who is the producer? What was your experience?
So at first, I was used to the producer is the guy or the girl behind the who does the technique stuff. But then I talked to someone who convinced me that I'm also the producer, because back in the old days, the producer was the one who organized it, did the financing, everything, and was also involved in the. I mean, I was also involved in the arrangement,
arrangements, decisions,
everything.
Music on so many levels. And I think
so. I said, okay, maybe.
If you take the decision, if you take the lead, if you tell the guys what to do, you are the producer. And okay, back in the days, it was also the guy with the money that says, okay, I want that band. We go there, but he took the decisions. And if he was not the cleverest guy in the way of dealing with the musicians, he probably had an arranger. I worked with people like that. They had people that they hired to tell the musicians exactly what to do. But
Rick Rubin, or
yeah. I mean, I work with not the big guys like that, but this is the way somebody has to tell a vision in the music direction. Somebody has to translate this to the musician and tell, hey guys, we have to change this line because this, if you play that note over that note, I don't like it. And if somebody does not hear that, being a producer, he cannot take that decision. Or he has to have a guy and say, hey, see there, the second verse, there is something, me. What can we do? But being a musician and the technical guy, I ended up being the producer. In my first solo record, I tried to have other producers, which I did have, but we ended up to be 4 producers for the first album because some producers had my vision and they did a better job than I could do. And I was so nervous and I was so ambitious for my first record. And then some of the mixes I didn't like. So we went back with other guys mixing it. And I know that the very last things I mixed myself because I didn't like either this one and this one, even though I liked some of the mixes from other people 100 times better than because I'm not the best engineer. But for the songs where I could not find somebody with sharing my vision, I could not live with the mixes. It was like, this is not my song. This is not my music. And therefore I had to do it myself.
Sure.
And I found the whole thing very demanding and a little tragic in a way.
So who's the producer on your albums? Who's written as produced by?
That's a good question. I think it is produced by Thomas Blug. Let me double check.
Because in the end we wrote produced by David Lippert and Vanessa Jung.
Is there an open one? Opened one? Open one? Wait a minute. I think this one is produced by Dreis, the band, because we were kind of a band. Yeah. In the end, there was a lot of discussion going on, but my solo records, this definitely is produced by me.
Because I mean, there you did everything.
Yeah. But honestly, when I had my 3 studio albums and the one here with Uli Pallemann, I found it very stressful to go to a studio and record stuff, and then I was totally excited.
Studio 301.
Yeah, 301. Right, That's Uli Schiller. That's another studio. It's the Uli Pallemann studio was not the one in Frankfurt. I have to. There's some old articles. Probably you can find it online. There was some interviews in magazines and stuff. But back to my next phase was doing live albums. So I think I started with my live in Raalte, which
means not only recorded live, but also played live in a studio, in a live situation.
With audience, and no way back, no prisoners, and all the bleed through, which means I cannot do any overdubs. I was going full risk. And if you know that this thing, you can still, and if there's a note out of tune, it is out of tune forever. And so this is this is one live. The next one was my Hendrix Live 1. Then there's a Hendrix Live 2, and then there is this is then the Dreis Live, the 3-piece band live, and there's my Rock Anarchy Live, and that's, as we can see, there's the same amount of albums live as I did in the studio. And here lately I've done this with Ben Grenfeld and Martin Engelin, Tommy Fischer. This is a studio album. And we are about to do the next one. I recorded one song, and I have no time for the rest. But I will have to do it soon. Yeah, and that's actually who's the producer on this one. That's kind of interesting. I didn't want to do anything on this besides being Thomas Bluk, writing a little bit, playing the guitar, and mixed. Santo, it's a Finnish guy, mastered. Is there a producer? I think we all are the producers in a way. We went and recorded live in the studio with the whole band, and then we went back home and did the overdubs and work out all the details.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it is today, right?
Yeah.
So
with the overdubs and also the double track recording, because we doubled everything, for sure. We did it on the same day later on. So everyone did the little. We had the like the lead tracks, the takes that we liked best, and then we did small things, overdubbed small things. And I did the double tracking, and then a week later or so, I came back and did the lead parts.
Yeah. Okay, it was in Cologne. Now I'm back. Maybe we should talk a little bit about the music on your album. And okay, I had to learn your track, and I found out the riffs are. There's something special about the riffs. I mean, it's like everybody has. I don't know about all the album. I just know that track and another one. But it's like interesting how how do you write your riffs? How do you come up with this kind of sequenced verse?
That's not one way. It's most of it is just trying.
Yeah.
I think in this, or having some sound in mind, I guess.
Yeah.
Here it was, I don't know. I think I just had that a bit in my head, like this. I mean, at first was the riff. I think the first part of this, I mean, at the beginning it was no palm muting.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember how that was done. I think most of the riffs are either I kind of, which sounds dumb, but I have them in my head, and then I try to. Sometimes the best riffs come out of your head, not when you're on the guitar, right? And then you have this riff, and you try to translate it to the guitar, and then you mix it up with what your hand knows.
Yeah.
And I think when you only play guitar, then good things can come to you, but you will most likely play what you always play.
Yeah.
And
I made the experience that my best melodies don't come from the instrument. They come just from what I hear in my head.
Because you're singing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're more free with either thinking or singing.
Yeah.
The voice we're so much better and more trained with the voice than even when we're not singers, than on any instrument that we're playing, because we're talking all the time. And then I think this is only a little bit changed compared to the original riffs. The original riffs. And then it's I mean, there's definitely some kind of slash influence.
Okay, yeah,
because I like this. It's also it's not right. Yeah, I love that, and my right hand loves that. Even though I also like down picking.
Yeah.
But
the alternate picking.
It's just this. But you know what I mean, right? It's also there's the Guns N' Roses riff. Something
like this.
Mr. Brownstone, which is. And then it's. That's what sometimes I am also stop songs and think, okay, what might come next, and then might be that.
You can come up with this thing.
Yeah, in Mr. Brownstone, it's something completely different. The verse, but
but I noticed that it's rhythmically interesting. I mean, it's not like like. Only eighth. You want to have a little bit more complexity, right?
And I absolutely love riffs. I think it's too. I don't like it when it's just playing power chords.
Yeah.
That's cool for
different styles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool for the verse or for solo.
Yeah.
When you don't need that rhythmical information, but when I can have rhythmical information and it's the main riff. Then it has to be more than. Which is also a riff, but not my kind of riff.
Right. We have one little question here. Did you play this guitar, the AR, on the album?
On some songs, yeah.
Okay.
On astronomy lessons, the track that we played, that was played on that guitar. Then Lights Out, the third track, was played on that guitar. And I think the only track with vocals, which I don't sing, someone else sang, Josie sang. Yeah. And all the rest was recorded, or most of the rest, the rhythmic parts were recorded with the Schecter. The Schecter C1 Hellraiser. Mm-hmm. And I don't really remember which, for the lead parts, most of it, maybe it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Astronomy Lessons was fully recorded on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the tracks that felt more metal-y to me were recorded on the more metal-y guitar, and then the classic rock songs were recorded on this guitar. Also, I have some songs where I absolutely needed guitar with tremolo, because there's some tremolo action or whammy bar action on this, which can't be done on this guitar. And that's also a decision that I have to, it has to be made for playing it live, because I have three setups as guitars. So there's standard tuning, this one.
Yeah.
Then there's standard tuning, but with whammy bar, which is the Schecter.
Okay.
And then there's drop D for 2 songs.
Yeah.
Which can be done on this guitar, can also be done on the Schecter, where I have this
blocking
tremory.
Yeah, tremory thing to block the.
Because not normally if you tune your Floyd Rose guitar to drop D or to anything else,
everything goes up. I do that in a 3-piece band, and trust me, I'm getting out of tune.
What, you're tuning your guitar without the tremor? No.
Yes, I do it. I
without a tremory.
Yeah, and I play with it.
But not a Floyd Rose guitar.
But a standard vintage tremor. No. But it's free floating. So it is getting out of tune. So Wait a minute, I go back for my...
But not completely, right? Because the shaker is...
Okay, let's say this would be in tune. Okay, it's not pro. So, and now...
In a way, in tune. It's not. You have the A flat and then D sharp.
It is risky. I do it. Yeah. And the good thing is, in the 3-piece band without a keyboard player, my bass player can try to compensate that.
Bend a little.
Yeah, bends a little, and it works. But it's that's what I do live, because you can have a properly tuned guitar for the next song, but you know me, I do anarchy. My band is called Rock Anarchy. You've seen me, and I give a fuck. I just do.
And back to normal.
So, yeah, and but that's the gear. For me, the gear question is also like, some people, they go crazy on gear. There's like, they have 10 different guitars and 10 spare and something. How much do you trust your gear? So, I mean, if something goes wrong, then you're fucked. But it's like, hey, who cares?
Yeah,
shit happens.
If it happens, if a string breaks during the gig, then it happens.
Yeah, I played last week, and I broke a string, the D string in the first song.
The D string.
The D string. You know, it's like, I mean, I would expect the high E string or something like that, but I broke the D string in the first song. Okay, so I always have one spare guitar, and so that was doing the trick. And then I had my original 61 Strat, and it's still upstairs in the gig bag. So from the gig, and there was nobody to change the string, so I had to do it myself in front of the audience. But it's like, I explain what I'm doing. And then with the Strat, I remember now that the ball ends usually stick in here and don't come through, because yeah. And anyway, that's live.
I listened to a talk by Mac, who produced Queen and the Rolling Stones and so on, and he said that he was asked in the Q&A afterwards, which is your favorite compressor or EQ or whatever, and he said, the one that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, one more thing about your riffs. Then there is the third riff, where you have like the what was it?
Sometimes do with alternate picking. Sometimes with down picking. Sounds a bit heavier.
Yeah.
I sometimes like that. The alternate picking is not that heavy, because it's more groovy.
Yeah, it's more fluent.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's a matter of style.
Yeah. But that also comes from, I mean, many of my riffs come from Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, whatever you hear. Or
of course, we are all influenced by whatever our heroes and what we grew up with. Yeah.
And what we played.
You have another song that you posted on the socials, which has a little bit weird time signature.
Yeah.
What is this about?
It even confused me, that's that was actually another way how some of my riffs come to life. I play something and then I like some riff of any other band, and that was a song by Luca Mantovanelli, which is not exactly like that, but it's really different from the Mobula Ray riff. But I played around with this and kind of took the idea of just breaking up the chords like this, like, and then there was also this fast thing that I turned into this.
Hammer-ons.
So it had these characters, kind of. Mm-hmm. Another riff is, I mean, we all know Hot for Teacher. I played around with this. I don't know if that came shortly after that, or if it was just back in my head, and then. And then I have a riff that is like this. And so on, and it just took this. That's the only idea that I kind of took from that riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just do another riff.
Yeah, but what I think is a little bit special about your riffing, it's the rhythmic complexity.
Better.
I mean, isn't that one even an odd meter somehow?
That one was odd meter. It's 4/4 and then plus 7/8 time signature. So
it's almost it's that 1/16 less.
Right. So it's I don't even know it. This everything. This is just 4/4. And then it's 7 by what is 7/8?
7/8.
7/8. Right?
Yeah.
So these are only 7/8 in a bar.
Yeah, but I think it is because of the lines. You know, I mean, you make a melodic line, and then it's like
right.
You would rest too long, and therefore you kind of just move on.
Yeah.
And by
this
the
one
way,
was just not longer.
Yeah, and that's something you know, like for the old school guys, Led Zeppelin again does this all the time. You know, if you play Kashmir. Okay, all that stuff, and I come. When it goes in the middle part, it's lines. But they have that line coming for the next one. I don't even know how to count that stuff. It's like
maybe they knew even.
No.
I mean, and I wasn't thinking, okay, I want to write a song in
7/8.
which differences between 4/4 or 8/8 and 7/8.
Yeah.
That was all afterwards. It was just that line. This. I recorded it, and then I thought, okay, it doesn't seem to be like a straight time signature. And then I started to write it down, which I do often in Guitar Pro, and then I realized, okay, what is it?
For those who haven't seen the episode last episode, which number? Anyone knows? What was it? No, must have been
234. Like last week.
Yeah, I mean. Last time.
Last time we did it.
Yeah. Do you remember? Nobody remembers. But anyway.
290.
290. Okay. So this was like 35 episodes ago. You did the transcription of my blues masterclass with Bernd Kills. And so this is how I was very impressed by your notation skills.
It's mostly just you have to do it, or else I can record it and I remember it, but
yeah.
Although the fingering, how was it done? That if I don't write it down, then it takes a while to come back to that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something that you are really good at, and this is why people book you to do that. You know, that's I can't do this. I mean, I can double check it, but I'm not trained to write it down.
Actually, I wrote the first little song kind of that I wrote was actually in Guitar Pro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was like, I don't know, 12 or so, and my guitar teacher introduced me to a cracked version of Guitar Pro 4. Then, I just sat down with that and thought, okay, now I can compose. That was before I even knew what a DAW was, before I had my first looper to record anything.
Yeah.
That was like I didn't have a phone then.
Yeah.
That was 2005, maybe 2006. And that was my way of recording, of doing music, because that was the only way that I knew. I didn't have a camcorder or anything. I just had this, and or else it was gone. My idea was gone, so I could just write it down. And I was composing a little with this. It was a dumb metal song, and I did a solo on that because I knew, and that was cool because I knew the tabs, and I could read it. And I was just saying, okay, this might sound whatever, and I was writing that down. And
so
that was fun.
Yeah. I never had that. I was always like using a dictaphone or something to record the audio, but I understand the concept. And if you go back for all the classical composers, Mozart, Beethoven, and blah blah blah, they had all the stuff in their head and then they wrote it to paper.
That's even crazier.
That's crazy.
They couldn't record anything.
Yeah.
They just had to.
They had it in the head and they had to write it down to share it to other people.
Yeah.
And it's
And also nobody has a recording of what Beethoven had in his head. We only have the notation.
Yeah. And then of course we have the conductors that do the interpretation of what is like.
But no one will ever hear a version that actually Beethoven played or imagine.
And maybe Beethoven hates all the shit that the modern recordings have on. You know, that's.
Maybe someone did a mistake when copying it.
Yeah. But we all have our ways, and that is the point. What are the skills today when you record your album to get it out there? Because when I go back into the old days, you had to have the connection to like a record company, or you had to find a way how to sell your stuff. But the platforms were, hello, where is a record store? How can I get my whatever vinyl into a store in Bremen or in whatever Paris? That was kind of a challenge.
It still is, but different.
Yeah.
I mean, so today you're your own. I mean, you can have a label, but I don't have a label. So also because I'm just starting out, and no label takes anyone who's just starting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a huge TikTok hit, then Sony will think about it.
Sure. I mean,
but yeah, you have to use what you have, which is mostly social media to do marketing, which I mean, labels. The job of labels was to do your marketing and to do the financing of the whole thing, mostly. And you kind of made the music and did also a bit of promo and played everything. But nowadays, you don't need a label. That was kind of a gatekeeper, because you couldn't come in the you couldn't get your album in the stores without a label.
Right.
And now my album isn't in the stores. It's not at MediaMarkt or wherever, because nobody buys.
So you don't even have a LC label code?
No.
You don't have?
I have a label code, which I need for, you need that to have the
listed.
Chance to be played in the radio. With,
identified, so that is needed, so that they can trace you back and say, okay, this is belongs to you.
Right.
Yeah. But you don't have the label code of your labels. It's a label code that you simply applied for. Or was
that's a part that I didn't really understand, because I'm in GVL.
Yeah.
And
Gesellschaft für Verwertung von Leistungsschutzrechten for the Germans. Yes.
It's kind of the GEMA, but for different things.
I can sing a song about that.
we had that last time, right?
Yeah.
But I had to I had to do a what's it called? Some Vertrag with GVL.
Yeah. A contract.
It's a contract, but I don't know the name of the contract. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then I called them and said, okay, how do I get a label code? And then they said, we have to just a Wahrnehmungsvertrag.
Yeah.
It's what is it in English?
It is basically you make it official. That this recording is yours. You make a statement, basically. It is making a statement. So it says you are the person that recorded this and produced it, and so it does exist. Without this kind of paper, you are not officially recognized. So that's the Wahrnehmungsvertrag.
And then I kind of ID contract kind of.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that's the way it's called in.
And then
I
had to write down a name for the label, which is Vanessa Jung Records, I guess.
Yeah.
And and then I asked them, well, that's not a label, right?
Yeah.
Not like a real label. It's kind of some kind of label, but not a real label. And the woman at on the telephone said, it's a label, but I still don't trust that I have a label. So,
well, it is.
I don't know.
I have.
There must be some. I don't know if I could just say I'm producing your band. I don't know.
You can.
That's that label.
It's a self-declaration.
Because it sounds so huge to found a label.
Yeah.
But everything I did was typing the name and doing this Wahrnehmungsvertrag.
Yeah, but I think that sounds like a big paperwork. It is filling out a thing, but it's not. It is
5 minutes.
And it doesn't come with huge costs or anything. That's pretty good. I think I came up with ideas like, do I have a studio? Maybe not. I have I used to have a bit more proper way where I recorded. Actually, I recorded this last thing here in the video studio. And back in the days, I needed a name for my studio, and I came up with a Tontraumwerk. So give it a name, but actually it's the name of my laptop. But it sounds like, oh man, this guy has a beautiful studio. It's called a Tontraumwerk, and so you can come up with labels.
Yeah, and then so I have a label, and then you have. I mean, I don't have a what's it called, a GTN code, which is this zebra code.
Yeah, the zebra. I know what
that you have to buy for like 90 euros if you want it to be placed in a store. But you can also do that afterwards.
Yeah, so. It's a product code.
Yeah, it's a product code.
Yeah. And that is a when you sell products. But now comes the hard thing. Have you heard about the packaging bullshits?
Yeah. I think we talked about this last time also.
Yeah, but now that they have a new, it's in place, and they already had to take back something because.
Oh, because you need to reduce trash, right?
Yeah, but hey, wait a minute. The big problem is if you sell, let's say you wanna ship your beautiful vinyl or CD to France. And they actually came up with a new thing that says, if you use packaging, you have to declare the packaging
in France.
And you have to have somebody in France that is responsible to declare that in France. That costs money. And that's I know that there's a lot of people are not happy about that, and there's a lot of backslash coming now. And I hope that this goes away because
it's a nightmare.
That's a nightmare for all small businesses.
Yes.
Musicians.
The death of all small businesses.
Because even if it's only 100 euros, how many CDs will you sell to France? Maybe 5, if you are lucky.
Yeah.
And the cost of such a declaration is so high that you make losses.
And even you have to ship it. There was someone. I mean, you can't get the album, or it can't be shipped to anything outside Germany yet.
Yeah.
Because just don't have a distribution system there. Because sending the vinyl to Switzerland would be 22 euros. I looked that up because someone said, "Oh, I want one. I'm in, but on your shop I can't order it to Switzerland." And I looked that up because I thought, okay,
let's see.
Yeah. I mean, the album is 30 euros.
Yeah.
And it's 22 euros for shipping.
Shipping, and this is because it's a non-EU state. Switzerland is very close. We can drive there by car, but when we ship, it's not European Union, and therefore it's a nightmare. And now they try to make even the EU kind of things a little nightmare for us, and I hope that we can get this stopped. And I guess they will do it, because for small businesses it's useless. It is. And what is it all about? In the end, I can get a point if somebody ships a lipstick in a big box with a lot of air and packaging material. That's bullshit. But we small businesses like you don't make a huge box and produce a lot of garbage. You try to keep costs down. You make it. You look at the post office. You go for the cheapest option, and the cheapest is always the lightest and the smallest.
Yeah.
So by nature, small businesses we have the same problem with Blue Guitar. When we try to ship internationally, some of the states is a nightmare. It's like. And then there come extra regulation, like Canada. We have special certified plastic that doesn't burn. because they have wood houses in Canada.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad that I'm only selling albums, not technical,
but hey,
electronic stuff.
This is vinyl that could burn in Canada. You never know what kind of certifications you probably need.
Maybe you can kill yourself with that.
Yeah. You never know, and that's and here's my point. Therefore, I speak up against bureaucracy that is no good for the small businesses. I do understand that we have to control the big guys, Amazons, and they can afford that person that double checks all the boxes in France and in Greece, and they write it off easily. We cannot. No. For us, it is a kill. It's either we stay the old school way where we can still afford it, and we can say, okay, it's a little bit more. The post is more expensive, but it's still in the range that people will go, or we cannot do the deal.
No.
And then we end up having everything only online.
No.
And that's another tax thing, by the way. If you make some money in a foreign state with your music, there comes the point where these people go to the country, for instance, maybe you have some people in the UK going crazy on your music, and they download the streams in the UK. That might create a problem if you have too much money coming from this.
Even from streaming?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I'm not the expert now.
If you're doing too much, yeah.
If you are small, but the thing is.
But I don't think. Wait. For example, if I have streams coming from the Netherlands, the payout isn't per country, but it's just. How would you count that?
The question is, where is the legal business taking place? Yeah. Is the Dutch guy buying the stuff in Germany?
Oh wait, he's not. I mean, when we're talking about streaming, like real streaming, then
the platform is where?
The platform is. I mean, they don't buy it directly from me. They buy the subscription from Tidal, or Apple Music.
Apple Music, yeah.
And Apple Music pays me.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple Music. I know that Google is in Ireland, so I have to. That you have to respect and to.
All I'm saying is here. Stuff can get a little bit more complicated, and it's not as easy as we all sometimes think.
Yeah.
But
then you get your payout not from Spotify or not from Tidal, but you get it from Music Hub, which is based in Germany, thankfully.
Yeah.
So that should be okay. But from downloads, that's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying we are all doing things that are maybe not legal because we don't know, and it's not because we don't want to know.
Yeah.
It's just because it's so fucking complex, and that's
no one can know.
I mean, I'm so happy that we have an international live stream here, and that we can talk to the whole world, and we are so close in a way, but then we have the systems of the states trying to play their individual games and putting tariffs on this and that. I just had an order of US that, it's. We should be artists or amp manufacturers. We should do our thing for the people, so the people get the benefits. And I respect all the stuff that we have to take care of the environment, that we, but please don't make our life so hard that we stop doing the things, because we want to make people happy, and we don't want to put all the trash on the planet. That's not our thing. And if you are a bureaucrat, you should think of all the effects your legal stuff has, and not only go crazy. And I invented this whatever.
But maybe you love bureaucratics and you're a bureaucrat, and then why should you kill the thing that you love?
Yeah. Yeah, but
no, it's crazy.
Don't kill us. That's my point. Don't kill us. We are small business people. No. Nobody gets rich here. Nobody makes a fortune. We just love what we do. We want to share it with people, and we don't want to upset anyone, not even, the customer, not even the state or anything. But yeah.
I mean, in a way, you may be upsetting the customer because he doesn't know it's not your bad will, but it's yeah.
Why do I have to pay more? That's what the customer says, and that's actually a good question. In the moment you explain that, for instance, the US, it's like people at the beginning, some US people thought, why is everything getting so expensive? Well, it's very, very simple. If I did not raise the prices for amp-1s or any of the Blue Guitar products yet in the US. So all the extra money that was paid to tariffs, I paid, and the customer did not pay, and the Sweetwater store did not pay more. I was eating that extra tariff bullshit. And it comes to the point where you can simply say it doesn't work anymore. Then I have to raise prices too. And I have to, because if I don't make enough money, I go bankrupt. And that's the point. Therefore, I have to raise prices. And this is what the Americans had to learn. If somebody applies tariffs, it's not getting more expensive. It's getting more expensive for you guys in the end. And we, as nice suppliers, try to help everything, try to make it possible in a way, but we come to a point where we reach the limit. And therefore, in the end, it will all end up at your wallet, why do you want that?
No.
I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
Exactly. So think before you vote. And people promise you everything, and the reality is different. But anyway, so this was my political moaning.
But there's so many decisions that you have to make, and so many. I just talked about that we actually don't just want to make music or just want to produce pedals and amps, but I would say the musical part of making an album is just like 8% of 5. And then comes, we recorded this back in March 2025.
Yeah.
So it was more than a year ago, way more than a year, much more than a year ago. Because it was the first time, and there were so many learnings and so many.
Of course,
making or producing the record, so that it's pressing the record, right?
Yeah.
Pressing the LP takes like 14 weeks. at least.
Yeah.
And then you have to get these test pressings to double check because you don't want to have 300 of shitty
pressings. Yeah.
And that all takes time. And I was thinking like the singles were done in eight months. That was easy. So 8 months or less than 8 months, I guess, much less than 8 months from the studio to the final
release,
release.
Right? Kind of, yeah.
And so I thought, okay, maybe we plan like 8 months for this, and that's just not possible. Not with making an analog mix, which we'll talk about in a minute, maybe. It's just not possible. And
I know. And here is one record that I made in my entire life as a session player without noticing. I played for No Angels, a German pop band, radio. So, and I was like the guitar player for the producers that produced them and others. So, and we were such a great team. They called me up like at night. Actually, it's like, "Hey, Blugie, what are you doing?" And I said, "Okay, I'm at home. I'm at my at my laptop. I'm doing some tax, whatever, emails, tax works, whatever, invoicing." And then it's like, "We need some guitar." And I go, "What is it?" "Well, No Angels. When?" "They are coming tomorrow at 9." And I said, "Okay, it's like whatever, 11:30, almost midnight." It's like, easy peasy for you. So, and I said, "Okay, send me the MP3." They sent me MP3 of a verse, a bridge, a chorus, and a mid-8, but no arrangement. So, and then I just bounced it in my DAW, and then I played every part, came up with like a line and an arrangement, everything. So I went to bed by 3 in the morning. They had the singers coming in 9 in the morning, and the same week on Friday, that thing was already number 1. This was the only number 1 I ever played. It's all in your mind. No Angels. And the funniest thing is there was no arrangement, and I even played the bass. It's like, because okay, do something. And but this was because everybody was like, totally, the record company, the artist, everything was already finished. But if you have the whole process in front of you, I know 8 months is
nothing.
Is nothing.
And you have to do all these decisions. Do I want to get this code so I can sell it in stores, or just everything. Even all the decisions on the artwork. I sat down with Luisa Anna Heinig, who did this artwork, and there were decisions like, okay, is the sky maybe too light or too dark, or do we need a different sky? It's a composition of this train, and then the bottom, and the sky.
The sky, yeah.
Then what font do we need? How big should it be? Should my name be here, and then the title there,
or vice versa? I know.
And then also there's a little sheet in it, and it took so long to do this alone. And
the mixes and the mastering.
The mixes, right?
And I know. My first record took 2 years. And I was working a lot on it. It was not like a little bit here and there and then wait for 3 months. No, I was doing new recordings, overdubs, mixes, different producers, different studio, and therefore I ended up playing the live recordings. I love doing live recordings these days. It's like, hey, there's one performance, and if take a good one, bye, and also I give it to other people that you do a great mix. In the end, sometimes I take that good mix and do the last bits myself, because I know what I want, and then call it a day. That's how extreme my curve went from
doing everything track by track to recording live. And then you have the album, so it's finished. Everything is being shipped to you. And then the stressful part begins, because you have to promote it. If you have only the stuff sitting at home, it doesn't do anything. So how, but I mean, you have a social media presence. At least you work on yours But still, getting to actually listen, getting people to actually listen to it or to buy it is just to to notice about it, because social media is so full of
everything.
Things.
Yeah.
There are, I don't know, if you open your Instagram one time or your YouTube, there's a video of Metallica doing a performance. Then there's a new car that you can buy. Then there's
a new cat video or a dog video, and you compete with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then you have to come up with fresh promotion ideas.
Yeah.
What are your promotion ideas? Did you actually sit down and think about, like, maybe I can do this story, or maybe I can
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I shared a story how some riffs were written, and how I came up with the names of the songs, which is interesting in instrumental rock because no one cares about the title.
Yeah, but you have to name it.
Right, you have to name it. You have to write something on the on the album. I mean, you can't name it song 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you could, but
you could name it. I think some artists had like what's it called? Arty farty. No, what is it called? The Tubular Bells Part 3. You know, and then the Return of the Madman Part.
I was at a Mark Lettieri concert, and he was talking about that because he's also an instrumental musician.
Yeah.
And he named his first album because it was played on the baritone guitar. So it's deep, and he named it after deep sea fishes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the next one was named about after deep space things, so galaxies and whatever. And then he said, yeah, maybe anyone has an idea. Maybe we have a rock scientist anywhere here who knows about deep stuff.
And in this world you can find some titles there.
Yeah. Then some people just take the working title. So for some things I have working titles because you can't name every project 1, new project 1.3. You have to give it the name, and then I think, okay, this sounds a bit like AC/DC teamed up with Guns N' Roses, so it's AC Roses.
Yeah.
So it just for yourself, so you can find it.
Yeah, but actually, it's in the end, the name should create something in people's minds.
That's the hard thing.
Yeah,
when you don't have lyrics,
that you would like to have association with that song that makes sense, or even, if possible, gives a wider picture. And I had.
What's the track wish list? What is that?
Where's the track wish list? I think he wants to know where he can wish some songs, that he can put out down some songs and you play them, something like maybe. I don't know if it's
I don't know. Maybe you can explain it.
Yeah from your streams where I mean,
you mean the recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
But
hey,
good hint.
Is this Japanese? Are you from Japan? I'm just checking because where are you located in the world? These signs look a little bit Japanese to me. Or are you around the corner and just use Japanese?
Yeah, right. Down the block. But actually, that's another decision I had to make. How do I want to give it to the people? How do I want to? Do I want to make an absolutely? Okay.
German with a Japanese girlfriend. So I just remember the characters, and it's like, wait a minute, this looks Japanese to me. Yeah, okay.
I was absolutely sure that I wanted to do an album.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with a big collection of vinyls by my dad. I don't have vinyls actually, but my dad has kind of them all.
Because in our generation, like mine, and even a bit older, it's like this was the holy, what it was, a shrine, you know, the kind of thing. Oh, this is my music collection. And in the old days, we had stereo systems. It was a ceremony to listen to vinyl. You know, you went to the shelf and you had a huge sleeve, and then you could look, and then you would put it on, and the mechanical thing, it takes, you know, it's like putting a kettle on and pouring tea, and then it's ready, and then you listen to side A, and when it's done, you flip over to side B, and that's a different experience from you know, swiping on your phone, and you go. Absolutely. 3 seconds is long. This is what this guy. Oh, it's okay.
You don't really have a connection to it because you don't touch it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that. Again, like, you know, we talked about the recording process, but it's also the listening process, and we have to be a little bit careful about how we consume things. Because with the phone, I have to admit I'm also a heavy phone user, and it's like you get addicted to the sensation here and there, and it's like very short time spent kind of thing. But it feels good sometimes to share the moments longer. That's why I love the live events.
Yeah.
Because it's a decision. I'm stepping out of my usual world. I go to a venue, and I will spend an amount of time in that other surrounding with other people and doing other things. It's a commitment. If you just swipe and oh, it's cool, next door is also cool, nothing is left.
Yeah, and then also vinyl albums can be pieces of art. If you think of Sticky Fingers, which had this zipper, or my dad we were in Frankfurt today, and he bought a physical graffiti at a second-hand vinyl store. And normally these are they're all ripped off, and I mean. Those who don't know, physical graffiti has this house on it, and then you can just
take out a sleeve.
Yeah, you can take it out, and then I don't know, the houses disappear or something happens. And normally they're really just broken because someone played it so often, and this was almost perfect.
Okay, yeah.
I think they also did it with Led Zeppelin 3, where you could like flip this. You have these strange things on the white background.
Yeah.
And then I think that there are versions where you can just flip the.
Okay.
I don't know, but those are cool things which you can't do with
streams.
Because
it ends up on your phone or wherever, and it's there's nothing to connect to. Yeah, and I remember. You know, Peter Green, there were color vinyls too, like in.
Yeah, there are still color vinyls. It's a thing again, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I wonder what the future will bring for like physical. There is a little revival on vinyl. I have a problem with my DVDs because. You know, DVD players came out of fashion in a way, and I still want to share my stuff on like what's on the DVD, but maybe I should put it on sticks, or I don't know. I want to make this a physical experience. Or another idea I have is like making such a thing with a stick, but combining audio and video and maybe a booklet. So it is, you know, I have a Blue Place Hendrix 1 and 2, so I could do one kind of product for this topic. I don't know. It's just it's thoughts.
Yeah.
But I think we are missing the physical connection.
Some of that is coming back. I mean, people being done with their phones. I know so many people who switched their Instagram or their whole phone to black and white because they don't want to be. They just don't want to spend too much time with the phone. And when it's black and white, you're not as attracted to your phone as
when it's color.
Yeah.
I remember the TV was once black and white in my very early days, and and we only had like 3 programs.
Even cassettes are coming back.
Cassettes?
He says even CDs are coming back, but even cassettes are coming back.
Wow, I have to get my cassette player working again. It's sitting upstairs, and there are rubber belts, but the rubber lost the elasticity. It's
maybe it's the word.
I don't know. I'm improvising English.
But coming back to the riffs, we wanted to talk about feeling.
Yeah.
Because when we recorded, one decisions we did. I mean, you can, for example, we had this riff, which is an older riff, but we talked about it again when we were rehearsing it for the concert, the rehearsal concert, which will be on 5th of September. In Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm. Where in Frankfurt?
Romanfabrik.
Romanfabrik. So, okay, check out the release concert. I know release concerts are important for the artist. So if you are Frankfurt area, please show up.
Yeah.
It's good to have a good vibe for such an event. Okay.
Yeah. And that's really a riff that I've been playing for a long time. And I always counted it like, or felt it like this. Watch my head. And then I tend to get a little too fast because I'm counting in eights, like one, two, three. Yeah, and but when I do. I get much faster. I will also try it on a mobile array because there we just.
So for me, actually, when you count it it feels more like halftime, which means more relaxed.
Right.
Instead of
and we have a part that does it when the drums switch to double time, when you really have to feel like that.
Yeah.
But that's also the end of the song where everything gets a little faster and faster felt. So I think it's like, it's actually a metronome. That's one thing that I tell students.
Move.
Move your foot, your upper Oberkörper, or your head, anything.
Yeah.
And whenever I see people playing like this.
Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't feel.
And also, you can't really feel the beat, or if you're doing. Automatically, because you move your head, it will just be easier to put an emphasis on the. that's just makes everything in the beat and in the feeling. If you there are many people who don't know where the one is, which is the most important thing. If you don't know where the one is, then how will you know what you have to do and what you have to listen to in the drums, and then people say, oh yeah, but I would have to practice it like doing with my making the beat with my feet and so on. Yeah, you have to practice that.
Yeah.
And you can't practice that by playing Van Halen, but you have to practice it by doing this first.
Yeah.
And then a thing that Udo Dahmen taught me at the Popakademie.
Okay, you have to understand. Popakademie is
where I studied. It's like a school for
music.
Music in Germany.
And Udo Dahmen used to be the drummer of Lake, a very famous German band.
And Kran. And
he's a legend.
Pop,
yeah. And he was kind of the
founder.
The founder of Popakademie. Yeah.
Right. And he didn't invent body percussion, but he made it popular in Germany and wrote books on that. And and he, I was lucky enough to, because he retired in his last years at the Popakademie. He used to be my teacher for some things, and we had in the master studies we had every week or so, or every 2 weeks, we had a body percussion with Udo Dahmen, which was really crazy. Cool. And it was actually it was a clapping course, a Klatsch course.
Yeah.
Because you you moved your feet, which you can't see now, but imagine I'm moving my feet, I'm walking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1
left,
and 2
right,
and
left,
1 and 2
right,
and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and every time on the 1 you do a step forward, like 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on, and then you start clapping 1 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
yeah.
And if you're just doing this,
it has no meaning. Yeah.
You don't have a rhythmical reference, and you also imagine you're not clapping with your hands, but playing the guitar.
I have a good example. You know, everybody knows Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and there's the drum fill intro, which goes. Where's the one? But you have to know how to count it. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Right.
So once you understand that thing, everything is easy. But if the record starts with if you think that 3 and is the 1, you come up with a very big problem.
Yeah.
Because
And then we did, for example, we had the circle.
Yeah.
And we were all moving like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and one started clapping.
Yeah.
And the next one had to repeat it, or the group had to repeat it.
Yeah.
Then the next one in the circle did another rhythm, like, and the group was repeating it, right?
Yeah.
And then you can make it harder by doing it in 2 bars. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's 2 bars, and right. And one important thing was, if you see that the others are struggling, just come back to
simple stuff.
Which is simple, and everyone is grounded again, and then you can
go crazy.
Go crazy again. Then we had things like in a group. Let's say, okay, we can't do that because we're only 2 people, but let's say we're 8 people or 16 people, not 16 people. And I'm clapping on 1, and you're clapping on
1 and 2 and
3 ende.
Yeah.
And the next one is clapping on 4 end.
Yeah.
And so at the end we're having
everybody is every measure of the beat is filled, but by different people, and it grooves.
Then you can make things like one is clapping, and the other one is stomping.
Stomping, yeah.
And then we made incredible beats just with body percussion.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, and a really cool feeling because you're so in the groove and in the group. I would absolutely recommend that to everyone. And whenever I go to my bands and say, oh, let's do some body percussion, everyone's like, no, we want to make music.
Yeah, but I think
it's so important.
It's so important, and I think the magic of groove and the magic of energy you can transport with groove is underestimated. I mean, I repeat myself, AC/DC can play 8s like no other, and it's not because it's it's the micro timing, it's the understanding, it's the feel of the beat. There is so much special energy you can get from that source if you are aware. And it's not, oh, just it's a simple. No. It's like how you feel them, how, and make them heavy or make them light or uplifting. There's a message. And that's going back to the classical guys, the interpretation. Maybe Mozart was thinking it should be a little bit more, staccato. And they came up with their spizzicato or whatever names they had for stuff. And we have the same thing in our music as well. And the rhythmic feel is so important.
Also because unlike keys, piano players, we have to swing. We have different directions, right? So if we do
upstroke.
You stop doing this. You just do know if you're not in the beat, and if you're not swinging, it's luck.
It's somewhere, but it's not. But that, I mean, if you make the motor here and keep it going, you are automatically in time because your movement is like you don't change the speed, And
you also you don't have to ask if you're doing this with an upstroke or a downstroke.
It's natural.
Of course, you're doing this with an and I think that's kind of connected to the foot also because whenever I'm going, am I right? Whenever I'm going up with the foot.
No, I mean you go down on the
definitely
on the even
when you
down, and that's it's grounding you, and thereby the whole foundation of the groove is there.
Like a marionette. A drummer once explained to me that he thinks of his foot and his hand like being connected by a wire, like a marionette, and that's what I'm thinking about too. So rhythm is really, really important.
And that's also like if you have a click or things, sometimes it's good to have a click on the downbeats, the click, 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 and sometimes it's better to have the 1, 2, so like the snare beat, and then you can, you get a different feel depending on what kind of click you.
Definitely, that was now we're coming back to the other thing with the riff and also when we gave the drummer, when we found out that the drummer was getting a bit too fast, then we're just giving him a halftime metronome, and it was much better because
he felt it better, and he didn't,
because when the metronome is stressed out, you're stressed out too.
That's by the way something I personally sometimes don't like, when the drummer goes in double time and then rushes in the beat, because when I want to shine, I try to be faster than the rest of the band, which as the solo player I think is allowed. But if the whole band follows me, the tension is getting lost. So if the drummer goes like another, you know, that it tends to go faster, and then I go faster, and then it's like the whole thing is flat and the magic is gone. So I prefer drummers that keep the time while I pushing a little bit. And
but also can work out the other way.
Of course, but I think it's important to understand that there is something happening where you place yourself in the beat, and that goes for the guys in the backing band and for the soloist. And it's I sometimes feel like if we all want to go through the same door, 5 people in the same spot of time, nobody gets through the door. So the best is, like in my case, often that the band stays totally cool, you know, and I can go crazy, and it's even okay if I sometimes go a little bit ahead of the beat when the rest stays there or makes it heavy, you know, with a downbeat, with backbeat. That's what I want to say. And that awareness not everybody has. And that to me is very important about the feel. If the drummer feels just his own performance and doesn't listen to the rest,
you have to be connected, right?
If he just, it's like, okay, it feels good for me. And what is with the guitar player? And it's like, yeah, but for me it feels shit. And no. So, and I try to be the same for others. So I sometimes take the lead, but sometimes I back them up, and I try to be not in the way. I try to give them the space, and I try to give them so they can create the tension, and I just keep the beat. That's also little things important. What is on your list in the near future? I mean, we have the release concert on the 5th.
Right, the day before that, the release of the... So actually, there was another decision to make when everything will be released, because actually, and doing the setting up the shop and the sending and all that. So I made the decision that people who want to have the physical product can get it ahead of the actual release. So the official release is on September 4. This is when you can get it digitally, and also the whole album, and also listen to it on streaming.
Right.
Because you can say, I don't want it on streaming at all, but as a starting out artist, that's suicide.
You need to do it. Yeah, sure.
And then people can stream it on September 4, but they can already listen to it if they order a physical product, so a CD or the LP. So some people already have it. They already have it in their vinyl collection, or the CD collection, and that's.
But all that kind of creates a little bit more tension than just doing nothing special. And so this is the 4th, the 5th.
Right.
And any other dates connected to something, or what is about?
Not really. I mean, two singles are already out. That was like the what already happened. Those were the big dates before the album release. Then the concert, and then after that, I kind of think about the next album, I guess. There are some ideas already and some parts of songs.
Yeah. And will you be at the Guitar Summit?
Definitely.
Okay. So, I mean, everybody goes to the Guitar Summit. That's a big event, and there's probably some place where we can all meet.
Then I will be at Guitar Number One Crossroads Festival.
Yeah, I cannot do this this year, so we talked about it. And you are going up to Hamburg
to play some songs with
Uli
Rode, who used to be my
teacher.
My teacher at Popkurs.
Yeah.
Not Popakademie, but Popkurs. Popkurs
is the North German equivalent.
Yeah, which was also founded by Udo Dahmen.
Yeah, because he moved from one to the other.
But Popakademie is like a studies, it's longer, and Popkurs you just do it for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's just about doing music and not studying all the stuff. But that would be September, then October, November, going back to gigs.
Yeah.
And then I'm still thinking about maybe doing a tour any time in 27 maybe. Or people have been asking me, can you come to the north, which is hard for a relatively new band, because
I know how.
you have to pay the band, then you have to hope that the place is full. Before that, you have to book hotels, and you have to rent a Sprinter, and
a lot of people lose money doing that.
Yeah.
So
it really has to make sense, and
and
or you have to get a Förderung. What's it?
Funding.
Funding, kind of.
Yeah.
I already did a crowdfunding last year.
Yeah.
And some people ordered or pre-ordered the CDs and the vinyls, and then
By the way, I think Ellie McBeard, Manny Cewe, that is of the metal band Godslave, local band here, but great. And by the way, he will join me sometime in, is it September or no, 7th of October, Manny. I have you in the calendar here. But logistics and all. The problem is, if you are a starting artist, you are not a brand, you are not well known, and then it's so tight to fund and finance the whole thing. Yeah. That was people always forget about. If you're a hobbyist, it's okay, because you know, when you go skiing, you have to pay for the ski pass, you have to pay for the trip, you go and blah blah blah, and that costs money. But if you try to start your career and your products, that is a fucking investment. And I have done the same thing myself, and I was lucky that I had a little connection of the trade shows. That was my background, which so Switzerland is is sending greetings. Yeah, so we have people from all over the place.
Yeah, it was just He was just saying you can do it for cheap. Yeah, you can do it for cheap. I can do it for cheap maybe, but my band, I don't want my band to sleep on the street, or I can't do that to them. So
honestly, that's the reason why I had to stop to do the Thomas Blue Band, because the Thomas Blue Band is a band with Thijs van Leer the organ player of Focus. I mean, a legend with a number 3 in the USA. I mean, having a music career. He was my organ player in the band. Wolf Simon on drums, Raoul Walton on bass, and I had a second keyboard player even that. And I was stopping this band because I didn't make any money. And it was not because I wanted to make money, but I could not afford to lose money.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And people go, "Oh, we were very sad that you don't play anymore." And I said, "Hey, I tried my best. I came to the level where it was okayish, but after a certain point, it was, I don't know, it was too expensive." And by the way, talking about gigs, I have Saturday Krefeld here with this band, Plug, Grunfeld, Englin. It's all open airs. This is Saturday Krefeld. I think it's a Jazz Keller open air. Then Sunday it's in Dorsten, Vinyl Cafe, and on next Monday it's in Gütersloh, Bielefeld maybe, or I don't know. It's a festival.
Are you coming to Epstein again?
Yeah.
This year? Okay. Which is close to me. Then maybe this year. And Sonja.
Yeah, and Sonja. Okay.
Last year it was sold out.
Epstein, by the way, get your tickets because last year we couldn't get you in. It was sold out. The good thing is this year we played 2 days.
Okay.
So it's a small place. It's a fantastic place. They have super good food. But Sonja is in the everybody here now.
That's why I was saying it.
Yeah, okay. Was she there before we mentioned her, or is
she's been there all the time.
Okay, I didn't see that. Anyway, so then we see you ladies in Epstein, but that's why it's so important to go to live concerts that we all can actually do it. There is a break even.
Yeah.
And it's not about anybody getting rich. It's just, can we afford to do it, or can we still make a little money so we can call it not a hobby?
And so many shows are being cancelled nowadays because people tend to buy their tickets much more spontaneous.
Yeah.
So not in the pre-sale.
That's a big problem.
Which it doesn't help the people at the location, because they have to plan, right?
Yeah.
Am I asking 2 or 1 people to do the drinks, and they just can't plan if everyone's coming at the one day before. But then you can't tell people to buy a ticket before. I mean,
It is just something that would be better if more people buy in advance. Then you are secure, and it's also about advertising. If you have a show sold out, you don't need to advertise it 10 times more. You better promote another show. But if you know that it's tight, that you probably have not enough people, then you can focus to promote that show better. That helps everybody. That helps the bar or the venue. That helps the band, and so
then really, if when you have a show where everyone wants to if it's sold out at the Abendkasse, but then some people can't come in anymore because
that's also terrible. And I had everything, I had sold out shows with people sending back, which I feel so bad, and I had also I played gigs where there was not enough people, and we played maybe the best concert ever, and I felt bad because it's like if more people would have listened to that show, we could have made more people happy. So hey guys, I know that it's time.
Actually, we haven't even talked about the gear yet.
the gear is quite simple. We have it in last episode, but it's like you have a switching system.
Yeah, but I mean the way of recording. What,
yeah, we keep it short. You have an FM3
right
that you used in the backing tracks.
Yeah.
And you use the amp1 for the solos because
and then everyone was everything was almost everything was reamped with the amp1, right?
Mm-hmm. And from what I see, the one control is a pedal switcher.
Yeah, but that was not the actual board that was used in the studio.
But on your board now.
Kind of. Yeah.
So you have a nice little super tiny one. Is this big enough for?
I prefer the big ones.
The bigger ones, yeah.
My big
wider one.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have fit. So
yeah.
And
Spark is a classic booster.
Just for making
the
it louder,
OCD is an extra overdrive. We left it off because it was a bit noisy.
Humming, yeah.
The humming comes from the maybe not so cool power supply on the back. We have to look a little bit about that. So she was just playing the amp1 on the classic channel with a built-in boost and the effects.
Yeah, right.
Anything special about the effects, just to mention?
No, not really. This one is combined delay and reverb, which is really practical because I used to have 2 units. Now I have only 1.
Yeah, okay.
But also mostly live I'm playing the FM3 because this board is just too big to have everything in it. And I just need some delay and modulation effects, some chorus sometimes.
When you came here with your double gig bag and we had the treble accommodation discussion. But hey, I would leave it here, and I'm happy that you've been here again. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we have to show the album again.
And the little
CD.
Brother, sister.
Yeah. So check this out.
Right.
And I guess we meet again the next time is Guitar Summit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So take care. And one more, what's my honor? Next week, where are we? August. This is next week we have Emanuel Knorr doing the metal stream, the Shred Academy of Shred. And the week after I have the month of the MX and it's being released at Guitar Summit. So yeah, it's now serious. And
crazy.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm working my ass off. As Julian does. So, but it coming to an end, and it's like we count the hours and the days and we get things done, and it's a project, I tell you, but it's cool. So thanks for joining. See you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Good.